So I've been using this keyboard for quite a while now, and I do have a lot of things to say. But before we get into it though, I do want to say that even though Meletrix sent me this prototype for review, everything mentioned in this video will be my own thoughts and opinions. The Zoom98 is the keyboard that you want on your desk for work. It comes with all the keys that you need, a function row, a number pad, arrow keys, and a lot of other extra functions present in the board. Let's look at the overall aesthetic of the keyboard, which, by the way, this dot right here, it will be replaced by a telescope logo. It's been revised. It's gonna be changed, but everything else will be retained. Now this keyboard is rocking their milky green colorway, but during the group buy, you'll be able to pick amongst 20 other colors to your liking. Here are the colors to choose from Meletrix's website. At the sides, you will see this acrylic diffuser, which enables the board to have this really cool underglow, and I actually really dig it. The overall shape of the board is quite chunky too, but if I'm being honest, the board is really hefty, being not the best board to carry around with. There's also a modular 2U slot located at the navigation cluster of the keyboard that you can swap out to an LCD screen, a badge, a knob with a key beside it, or just plain old regular 2 keys if you want extra buttons to press. Now this keyboard has a 22mm front height and has a 7.7 degree typing angle. But personally, I didn't find this as a nuisance. However, if this bothers you, using a wrist rest will help you tremendously, especially when working long hours. So if you want a keyboard for just your desk, this is gonna be it. Now the Zoom98 comes with a foam kit, in which you can then play with the configs to match the sound profile that you prefer. Personally on this build though, I built it with plate foam, PE foam, and I yeeted out the case foam. You're gonna hear how it sounds later. The Zoom98 also comes with tri-mode connectivity, meaning you can either use it wired, through Bluetooth, or through a 2.4 GHz dongle receiver. Swapping through your gadgets and your PC will just be easy through a simple press of a few buttons. And if you do want to change the mapping on your keys, this keyboard is also VIA compatible. Now VIA is an online software that you can use to tweak your keyboard, to change your key maps, or set out macros if you choose to do that. You can use this online software to control the lighting as well. Link will be shown on screen, but if you're lazy to type it, then I'll post it in the description below. Building the keyboard is quite okay. It's not that easy to work around with, given the heft of the keyboard, but it's overall manageable. You also need to keep the weight of the board in mind when trying to prop up the board open so you don't encounter any issues or incur any damages to the keyboard. I do have a VOD on Twitch where I built this Zoom98, so you can use that as a reference when you build yours. Let's also talk about the stabs and how absolutely amazing it got. After a lot of, in my personal opinion, failed attempts of Meletrix doing their Wuche stabs, if I'm being honest, past iterations of their stabs was an instant no-go for me and had to be replaced ASAP. But this time, giving them the benefit of the doubt absolutely paid off, since the stabilizers are performing really well. No rattles, no ticks, even after now for using it over a month. And in this past few weeks, I've been using this keyboard for gaming and in work. It's also good to note that I've been using the keyboard for mostly in 2.4 GHz wireless connection. And in this past few weeks, I can't remember how long, but it's lasted me a long time. However, I've encountered some interference where the keyboard would randomly just stop working and just shut down. But rest assured that Meletrix is gonna figure this out since this is just a prototype. Other than that, the keyboard has a very soft typing feel. This is because of the gasket mounting and because of the FlexCut PCB that was given to me for this prototype. No worries though, if you don't want your keyboard to flex and bounce, you can opt to choose the non-FlexCut version of the PCB, and it will give you a much more solid sound profile and typing feel in return. Now let's talk about acoustics. With the current config of the board having the stock PC plate that it comes with, and with all foams, it'll give us a thocky and deep sound profile that a lot of you guys might prefer. Soon enough, there's going to be a typing test on an alu plate and with no foams. So make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to make sure once the video comes up, you're going to be notified as well. All in all, a great keyboard from Meletrix, and definitely an improved one amongst all of their past releases. Another thing I'm really happy about is that the Zoom98 retained its aesthetic with its predecessors, the Zoom65 and the Zoom75. And yes, if you went in for this milky green colorway like I did, you might have a little bit of trouble getting matching keycap sets for it. That's why I had to wait for the perfect keycap set to come back in stock, order it, and mount it straight to this keyboard and give it the love that it needs. Now here's my final build on the Zoom98 with flower shadow switches and also my matched keycaps. And before we end it though, I'll put in another sound test with the Gateron CMs, JC Studio keycaps, and with just the two foams I mentioned earlier. That's gonna be it for me. Leave your comments below and list your questions, and I'll be down to answer all of them. Peace.